You see, Elaine?
Yes, now they're right.
Okay. All right. All right, good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. It's 10:07. It's the meeting of the Council on Aging. And you are being,
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, and just to let everybody know that you are being recorded. No problem, no problem. Anyway, Ian, of course, has already sent out the meeting notes the same day as the meeting last month, and you may have already looked at them. But if you just take a couple of minutes to just refresh your memory, and then I'll ask for a motion to accept, or if you want to make any changes. But as usual, Ann, you're right. Spot on.
Ready for motion?
I think so. Yes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the meeting.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Great, great. Treasurer's report. Carol, are you doing that? Or is Amy doing it? Who's going to do it?
I guess that I mean,
Okay.
October 9th, 2024, Treasurer's report. COA gift account. We had donations of $50 for the month, and we had no expenses. The COA food pantry account. We had a donation of $100, which was very nice. And we had expenses for stock, for pantry stock, $24.90, $13.86, in market basket stocking for $729.45.
Great. Very good. Is Amy, that donation of 100, is that the one that gives it to us every month? How, really, what a
I
sweetheart.
know, isn't it?
Really,
Automatically from their institution.
that's wonderful. May I have a motion to accept it, please? Diane will make the motion. Anybody second it? I'll have to second it. I don't think you have voting yet. Okay,
Oh, I
that's,
was reading, I would have seconded
that's
it.
okay. That's right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, great, great. Director's report, Amy.
So it was a very busy month. Julie and I got the newsletter out. I did coordinate with like Donna Song for Donna's gonna do the chili for the Garrison Speed Shop.
And that's the
on
19th.
The night, Saturday 19th. I hope people come. I really, really do. They're really looking forward.
Well, other
to it.
people will come, but other people will come anyway, supporting the other
Oh, yes,
10 or 11
yes.
people.
But they really enjoyed having these seniors there last year. So, but otherwise, I'm gonna.
I could just read it out.
Yeah, here's mine, right here.
Otherwise, I'm gonna just put
You're
my
fine.
intersperse it throughout. The only thing I did want to say is I wanted to thank Diane for getting the gift certificates for our basket. And I wanted to thank Carol for coming in Friday to put it together.
Very
Really
nice.
Yeah.
What's the date of the chili cook-off
The
The
19th,
of October?
Saturday, yeah, Saturday the 19th.
is it like 2 to 4, or
1 to 4.
1 to 4?
And is you coordinated with Donna Son? Is she the one that's cooking the
She
chili?
is.
Yeah, she's gonna cook the chili and she is going to be working with, is Karen Mills, who's a sweetheart. Karen helps us, she's helped us serve food, she's helped with the Friends events, and so she's gonna be partnering. with Donna, and I'll be there. I'm not sure if I'll be there.
And it's 13th of October.
Yes, it is the 19th. You'll see the signs. They have their huge garage doors open and it's inside. The only thing with parking is you gotta, if you're coming in from 16 heading towards Uxbridge, the parking lot goes way up a hill and then down though. You still have a few steps to walk, but yeah, it's ample parking.
People park.
And then you go down and the garage doors, the double garage doors are open and everybody's set up there.
Yes, and so when you go in, it's a $10 donation fee to sample all the chilies. Please vote for our.
And make a vote. They'll give you a thing to make a vote.
Yes,
So Walter's not doing his chili this year?
No,
No.
he did get honorable mention last year.
yes.
So it was somebody else's turn and Donna stepped up to the
Yes.
plate.
What,
1 to 4.
Yep.
Yes, she's apparently, her chili has won a couple contests.
All right,
What's the name of the business that's sponsoring
Garrison
it?
Speedway.
What,
Garrison, Garrison. I believe it's Speedway.
I've speed,
do you think
Speed
Speed?
Shop.
Speed, oh,
I know it's
I have
Garrison.
speed shop.
Okay, put
Speed
Speed Shop.
shop as they.
I can do it every day, but I just like it.
They're very nice people, he and his wife, very, very nice.
But otherwise, I'll just intersperse.
And the fundraiser is for,
It goes to the
For
food
veteran-
pantry, does it? Oh,
No,
veterans, it
no,
goes
it's
to
for-
the
it's for
first
veterans and
responders.
First responders.
yeah,
I did speak to one of, the gentleman that runs the shop. His in-laws live in Hopkinton, so I just spoke to one of his aunts-in-law and had met other ones. So I've known these people throughout the years. I've interacted with them, friends with them, and with daycare providers. So nice people. And again, they were very happy to have us there last year, so.
I have another question.
Yep.
Diane bought the gift.
Cards that-
And who put it together?
Carol put the
Oh,
basket
oh,
together.
I should have known because you have
Yeah,
that touch.
you have that touch.
She does.
it was kind of quick.
Yeah.
Sure, it's
From
beautiful.
COA and staff.
Okay, so you can intersperse as whatever.
Yep.
Tri-Valley report, do we have anything? I know Donna doesn't attend the meetings anymore, but has Tri-Valley sent us anything that we need to know?
Just something has to do with the food program. I've been informed, and this is the first time in all my years, 17, that our people have to be trained, certified every year for the lunch program.
Oh, wow, not just once and done?
Nope, it was never, I mean, we've had several managers, this is the first time, but I think they're really getting, being cracked down upon in terms of, so I've got to come up with a date for all of our workers to come together and to do the training. Also, we're working with the Board of Health. The Board of Health, Tri-Valley wants us to be Board of Health certified with a permit, and so we're working with the Board of Health to do this. So, well,
Oh,
keep the
so,
program going.
oh, the food workers have to be certified and then with
Annually.
the Board of Health, it has to.
We have a food permit through them.
Okay,
So a food permit is necessary from the Board of Health, and that's
Is
going to
that
be on
like
a
a
yearly,
one-time thing?
no, it's got to
Because we
cost.
do events during the year.
Yeah, it would cover. it would
Cover a
cover
year?
us. It would cover us,
But it'd be something that would have to be renewed every year.
I guess. I'm not sure.
To-do list.
No, because it's new. It's some new policy. Okay, Susan, Friends of Mendon Elders report, and thank you for handing one out to us.
Met on Monday, October 7th. And the officers' reports were given, the treasurer's report, secretary report, the COA report, the director's report, and the president's report at a city. It takes place every month. We also received an update from Peg
And Elena.
and Elena. Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
No, it's all right.
Sorry, I didn't mean you. I
No,
mean, I knew you spoke. but
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
okay.
know you were-
she's the,
Update. So anyway, please add that to, there's always something you have to.
don't
add
worry
to
about it. It's fine.
Elena spoke as well with an update on the senior center, which I think, or community center, which I think will be given today as well. Anyway, we also mentioned that there will be 2 votes in order for this to go through. Tuesday, November 5th at the national election and the special election on Monday, November 18th.
So that should be special town meeting.
Special town meeting, okay, see, if you always have to fix something on my,
It's okay, it's all right.
the dates are most important, what we call it. Thank you for highlighting that. And there's a lot of confusion, as there always is, especially when there are two votes to make this happen. So anybody that people can talk to in their neighborhoods or committee meetings they go to, just helps, if you clarify one person, it helps. We also had committee reports from Friends Lunch Bunch, from Sunshine, and from Travel. And I was going to list some of the things that are going on, through the Friends, but it's all on the newsletter. And
Right.
that's a lot more thorough than my putting it in this report, but I do want to highlight, just because it's an upcoming fundraiser, October 15th, I know we have the chili contest, but we also have a Dairy Queen
Yeah.
That's right.
fundraiser on October 15th. I'm sorry, what, Amy?
Oh, no, I just did, thank you for
Yeah, I got it in my calendar.
reminding us about DQ.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of confusion about the timing. We were told originally that it was all day. But then the last time we met, I think even on Monday, people corrected us and said, no, it's from 5 to 8.
Okay,
So it's probably safest to go between 5 and 8.
okay.
Have you been owners there?
I do not know.
Yeah.
I would be surprised.
I've seen a lot of different people.
Okay,
I think it's the same owners, it's the same.
I was
owners.
gonna say, I've only known one family that's,
Mhm.
maybe there's a new generation starting.
Yes, I think they've got a lot of new help there.
Yeah.
I think it's the same owners.
But anyway, so that is taking place October 15th.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to know about the Friends and what is going on, and what they're hosting? It's in the newsletter.
And that's the Dairy Queen in Milford.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, good
Yes.
point. Thank you, because there's one closer. And our next meeting is Monday, November 4th, which is the day before the national election.
And it's a week early because of the Veterans Day holiday the following week, correct?
Okay,
Right.
good point.
So it'll be like the same thing as last
Yeah.
time.
Okay, this here says November 13th is the next meeting.
No,
No,
the
that's for COA.
COA.
She's talking about the Friends. November 4th.
Yes, very good, thank you.
No, that's okay. So we'll have the same thing like we had the last time. We'll be meeting after you. So this is, and one other thing I want to add to Susan's report is that they're going to be looking for new offices, practically a new slate of offices, the president, the vice president, secretary potential, and one board member. So if you know anybody who might be interested in one of those positions, think about it, because we vote in November for,
Or January's
for,
transition, I believe.
right, so the ballot would be done in November, is that correct? Okay, all right.
Yeah, it actually should be at the next meeting.
Well, anyway, if you can think of anybody who you think would do a good job assuming these responsibilities, pass the word along. Because they are our fundraising
I
arm.
know, yeah. Do they vote in November? Did you say November?
I believe I just asked Susan that. I think it affects January.
Established by- Which is soon.
Yes, very
When
soon.
considering,
Yeah, you've moved it up, yeah.
yeah.
All right, anyway, just thought I'd mention that. No problem. Yep,
So
I do too.
I was sad to hear that everybody had to like step away from those roles, because I do think you've all been doing a fantastic
Thank you.
job. And I know it's a lot of work. Like, I think we all, as people who are active
On
in public
other committees, yeah.
we know it's a lot of work. And like, we see that you're doing the work. We see that. So thank you.
I think among all of us who are stepping down, there's one common denominator as to why, and the word is grandchildren. And so, John and I are daily, as we have so many of them. And it just, it's just it's a priority.
And as it should be, as it
Right,
should be.
yeah.
Yeah, we all said that when we joined up. It's kind of like, we have family commitments and our family has to come
And
first.
Carolyn just a new one and she lives in Milford, so she has the same reasons.
Mhm, mhm. We understand it. We
Yeah.
appreciate the time you put in. We appreciate the time. you put in.
More coming, which I have this disappointment. Oh,
Yeah. And another one coming in January.
All right.
They just keep coming.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Anyway, so we've got that, all those reports done. Old business. Amy, you want to talk about the scout drive, which is November
Sure.
9th?
So we did get, Ann and I created a flyer based on last year's, tweaked it a little, gave it to Ann. Ann made suggestions. I tweaked it again, got that off to the printer for, submission, by I think it was the 23rd last month. So it should be, I think this week or next week, it'll be in a yellow piece of paper within our free press that comes to all of our households. I will be looking to purchase gift certificates for food pantry, patrons for both January and December, no, I'm sorry, November, December. I like to just get it over and done with.
Oh, yeah. Get them all at once.
We're doing, instead of turkeys, do one gift certificate.
That's right.
Per household, but we increased it to 2 for families. We've got a lot of
Yeah,
families that
and
have.
groceries are expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 adults, 2 children, or even if there's three people. So we like to give them two gift
Yes,
certificates.
yes.
So I will be doing that soon. That comes to $1,600.
That's
from
all right.
the Pantry. I do anticipate we're going to be getting, as we usually do, significant donations. So that's good. I think everything is going along well. We have some other, we do have a donor that gives us $100 monthly. I have said to that donor, if you'd like to purchase items, they prefer to just make the donation. But we have another donor that I'll tell you has come in every week.
Right.
In the last 4 weeks, sometimes twice a week with things that we've asked for.
Yeah.
And last time we put it in the newspaper. We
God
just
bless
got
them.
Yeah,
such a good
she showed up yesterday with so much stuff.
from BJ's, because I mentioned snacks at BJ's being, a good value and came in with 4 big
kind
multi-packs.
of
So,
Yeah,
so just very pleased, I know some of our volunteers say that the pantry looks really sparse. I've been there a long time and Carol and I know what sparse looks like. This isn't sparse, but it's certainly gonna be,
some areas are sparse and
Yeah.
others are
Yeah.
well spared. Like right now, I think a lot of the personal products,
Yeah.
other than toothpaste, and we have enough toothpaste.
That's because thanks to me.
Toothbrushes.
Thanks to me
Thank
shopping at
you.
Big Y and seeing it for 99 cents.
so people, I think the public is very accommodating when we let them know what we need and hopefully our flyer is very all encompassing. So, we'll see what comes of that, but in the scouts,
If
are
one of the scouts do it, St. Gabriel's Church, there's a lot
Yes.
that's in.
St. Gabriel's will give us a call. I will just need to, have Wayne, it's usually on a Monday because they want to get it out of there. And I will have Wayne and hopefully, maybe Sean as well, going to
Go
pick it
to
up
get it.
because using the van, that'll be a lot.
Yeah, it fills the van. It
Yes.
fills the
But
van.
no, I think it's going
That's.
well.
Who put away all the food last year after
I think Karen, Roche and Lynn.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
Lynn
a
Lamar.
lot of work. I mean, I got a lot of,
It's a lot of work.
you're gonna check the dates and make sure everything.
Yes,
Well, the
they-
scouts the last time checked the dates.
they
didn't
do, but we have to do a recheck.
Oh, all right.
Sometimes things get missed,
Mm.
they get missed. So anyway, but it's going well.
Excellent, excellent.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, one other thing. Just to let you know, we have, last month we had 39 households that were serviced by the food pantry and, our people coming in on that first Friday has increased. It is, I think it was 17 last month. So we have a lot more people coming in. We have to, we definitely have to have at least 3 people down there. We all have our stations.
Yep.
We're keeping an eye on things, but then we're also restocking, so.
For a town that doesn't need more space according to
Some
some
people,
people in town. That's a lot,
It's a lot.
Mm.
Okay, excellent. Okay, senior expansion update, follow-up. Elena and I can talk briefly about that. But we have come up with a lower figure. It's, I believe, 11.9. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I think it's 11.9 And,
According to, it was 11.8.
Oh.
Phil reported it last month.
yeah, I think
Yeah, I saw 11.9.
Oh, okay, well,
yeah, no, that's okay, no, because I could be off. I don't have my notes in front of me. I think
okay.
I put, I'm gonna look at what I put on the senior center page. Um,
I
yeah,
think you put 11.9 because I just saw it recently.
Right. You are.
You're correct at what he said.
Is that was sort of an earlier estimate that was updated.
we have shrunk the building by about a third. It still lacks a garage and it only has a partial road going in. We're concentrating on available space inside that we can use. Now, what the architect told us when he was at our last meeting is that once the plan is approved, we can go in and place things where we need to place them if we think it's more important to have, let's say, the health person that might be giving the shots or is doing blood pressure. Maybe they're better off in a private area downstairs. We'll have that capability once the plan is approved. As you said earlier, we have we've got the town vote, the national election, and then we have the town meeting. We have to get people out for this. We're hopeful that having only lost by 52 votes, that we can persuade people. I'm on the communications team. We're doing as best. There's still a lot of work that can be done. But as you said, we're all stretched thin. We're on other committees. We have a home life. We're doing the best we can to respond to this. We did have an open house right here in the town hall.
Which was excellent.
And the presentations were excellent, but there weren't a lot of people watching and there weren't a lot of people present.
But there wasn't enough time to publicize it. though.
Yes,
Sure that we share that recording because that's sort of what I suggested to people is because we didn't expect a lot of attendance, but we can think of it as this is, recorded live before a
Yeah.
studio audience.
Right.
Really, it's about the
Yes.
recording.
and at your convenience, you can
Right.
watch
And
it.
so, we could maybe mention some, like, we could look through and say like, okay, people talk about this issue at this time, like, it might be helpful if they have specific questions, we could direct them to that video more
Yeah.
specifically.
Because Phil did ask, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions on there? There's something going on, the Mendon Lions Fair is this weekend. It is,
13th.
it's the 13th,
It's Sunday.
Sunday the
October
13th. Okay, so, we're going to be looking, I think there's a sign-up sheet. Carolyn was in charge of that, I think, and she mentioned it at the Friends meeting to try to get people to sign up. Because there's sign up for the shifts at the Mendon Country Fair, because we have our baskets and everything. But there was also supposed to be a sign-up sheet for holding signs. We were told it would be a good idea to hold signs in the corner, wave to people and things like that. And I know I already signed up for a shift on that, but if anybody's free and they want to do some time, a half an hour, whatever, that would be helpful. Yes.
There are people who want to do it but aren't available this weekend. I know there are people who have, because it's a holiday weekend.
It is.
People are
People might be
traveling, they're visiting. But I think it would be worthwhile to find another time to hold signs, like if we can get a critical mass of people together just to go, to show that it's, that we support the project, remind people of it. So, but anyhow, I don't think, I'm going to be I'm already committed all day on Sunday.
That's all right.
Other thing, so, I don't think I have time.
No, you can't clone yourself
But I might be able to hold signs.
on another day. Yeah.
So,
Everybody here needs to be cloned, so they can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More than one place.
Multiplicity, that was a movie, wasn't it? With Keaton.
Yeah.
So what was the date of that info meeting?
Oh, it was
Was it just a couple?
it was the 30th
Of
of September.
Okay,
That's what the last one, and this one is the 28th of this month.
okay.
Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just kidding.
Oh, okay, I got my paper calendar
Can
there.
I ask who's in charge of, did I understand correctly, are the Friends are gonna have their baskets and such at the fair? And did I understand that the building committee was gonna have a table too?
I said it was going to be the same.
We only get one booth, I think.
No, we usually get two, and when I was told that this year, Carolyn told me that the Friends are only taking the one, because in some years we've had paraphernalia.
I don't know, that was not asked of me.
I saw on Facebook, they listed who was going to be there. I saw that the.
We were-
Didn't notice was also a listing for the Friends.
Yes, it should be, and
I
I
didn't.
think there's two.
right, and it's gonna be right next to one another.
So potentially. You don't need to have people staffing both, the same person could be,
Could be, but
like,
you
I
want,
mean, for at least for gaps, I mean,
yeah,
like.
yeah, because you
so-
want to make sure that for the building committee, there are people that are
Right.
there. It's too bad we couldn't have a computer running with that, the meeting tape, but, I've got somebody that's willing to and able to, and has committed to picking up, 3 tables, folded chairs and the, tent, but he's got a small truck, so I didn't know who was gonna be picking up the other table for that group, and what else would we have there?
Well, yeah,
And who's gonna be bringing the baskets over?
Okay, there's a couple.
I'm on that committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you were.
So I'm gonna clean, in other words, I'm gonna clean my car, the SUV out, and I can carry a lot, but I can't take, I won't be taking tables too.
No, and again, so we've got that for the Friends, we have 3 8-foot tables making a U. We've got the canopy, we'll have probably 4 to 6 chairs, and that's about all he could fit in that little truck. But, yeah, and I apologize, I'm going to a wedding in Connecticut.
Yeah, it's
the night-
okay.
The night before, no, but I want to be there.
Well,
We do need someone to bring, I would think just for the building committee, just one table. We could also do things like, we've got pens, we've got the bags, we've got the newsletters, we've got the flyers that we had done up with all the list of questions that you might have.
Right.
So we have
Yeah,
those.
Phil was going to bring another handout as well, so I mean,
he's not back till what, Saturday afternoon? Oh, he's back Saturday.
I did see his name on the Friends sign up for the end of the day, but so I don't know if he thinks that he's gonna be there.
Since I was under the impression it was going to be the same. So, and I don't know where maybe I got that impression from Phil, I don't know. Because I wasn't directly involved with any of it, so like,
The Friends need all 3 of their tables. They
Okay.
have.
Oh, yes, because we got a lot of
that
baskets.
makes sense.
So right next
I guess-
door, there's a second tent. We've got.
Oh, there is there. Is there another tent?
Yeah, they have a small tent
Maybe
too.
it could be like walking, have, you have your signs and then have some kind of a folder with handouts and, be walking around.
So
Like a it's like, we,
Yeah,
sit you down for a sign or like, I think, something like that.
you might reach more people by walking around than just
the other
saying.
thing too, I mean, what we've done before, I mean, for the building committee table, we could do a mum that we do, people fill out a free ticket for that. It's a good draw. It has been in the past, so I mean, that could happen. We could have the bags, we could have the pens, you could have all the write-ups, the newsletter.
Well, an email's gonna have to go out to the committee then. Phil should send out an email to because we need more committee people there then.
Right.
I'm no longer on the committee, but I'm gonna be there
Mhm.
with the baskets. And I think I just signed up that I'm starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and I didn't put down
An ending.
ending
Yeah.
time, so I can bounce between both.
Right.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
Well, because we have about 15 members on the committee.
With the volunteers.
Right. Right. I'll send Phil a text when this,
The Friends paid for theirs. This is the
Right.
first time ever. It's always been a donation, but Carolyn felt very,
how much is it?
Yeah. $25.
75.
Oh, was it?
175.
Some registration.
So I mean, I guess that's another
Question.
question.
I'll send them and I'll CC you.
Town resources.
Oh, no, it shouldn't be, but we've
Right,
got,
so like maybe something that same kind of-
Right.
Is it October 13th? Is this coming Sunday? Is it too,
It's
like, is it, you still could get a table, put it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, we have a space. And from what I understand, we have 2 spaces.
Right.
They've always given us 2 spaces, but the Friends this year felt that they only needed 1. And then that obviously the building committee you said you saw on the list is there.
I did, and somehow, yeah, I didn't also see, I think they separated the list, so I think I saw anyhow, wasn't reading them.
Okay.
All right, I'll send out an email.
It's just that long.
It wasn't that long.
Oh, it's really two, it was separated into two.
And just as a reminder,
Exactly.
just as a reminder, it's a $5 cost to park. That's where they're making money too. So if you're going up there to attend the fair and you park where hopefully our proposed senior and community center will be, it's gonna be a $5 charge, I believe, for parking.
If you're parking in the parking lot, I mean, they've always let us park there for free if we're with a booth.
Well, what happened the last time is Dick Ferrucci let us in and said, once you unload, you've got to move your car.
Oh, I didn't.
That's
realize that.
because there was a line of people bringing their stuff in. So we just came in and just unloaded the cars
Okay.
and then we moved.
I guess I came in and I just went to the parking lot and I walked in.
Isn't there gonna be food trucks and stuff there?
I don't know.
That's where the
Yes.
food trucks were last time.
Were they?
Yeah,
Okay.
you won't
Oh,
probably,
no, because last year we didn't have it.
because of the rain. I'm
Yeah.
thinking 2
We were
years.
supposed to be at Blackstone.
Oh, that's right. it got
That's right, it was supposed to be at Daniel's.
So-
But I just saw that it's a $5 charge. I'm just letting you know. Right, and it's got, I'm sure it's cash. Anyway, all right.
And then this has nothing to do with what we were just discussing, but it brought it up to me. Last year, we did the, trunk or treat.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on the 26th.
I know, I already let Phil know. I said, I'm already committed. I said that you and I and Dottie did that event last year. And that we have already had made a commitment to this.
Yeah.
And does he have anybody else that might be interested? And I didn't hear back, so.
And that wasn't for the Lions Fair, but that's for our own, the senior center.
Yeah.
Right,
The food
and the food pantry is the beneficiary of that. And actually, they did waive the fee for us last year. And that was another pouring raining day.
Yeah. So I sent that off to Dawn.
But you know, the decorations are still alive and living in the cellar. The trunk or treat. is
Yeah,
still there.
Yes, I thought that you got those for the center, but you're right.
I, no,
Yeah, we can bring them up.
okay, moving on. All right, upcoming programs, Pen Pal, Amy.
So, the Girl Scouts leaders have said yes. It's just a matter of coordinating. They're really just getting started. Oh boy, they're a fun group. So they come on Monday afternoons. And so, Janet, Julie and I oftentimes just kind of hightail it up. I mean, I just go to my office. and
No, that's all right.
But anyway, so they're agreeable. It's just a matter of, kind of starting it. And I will say, I heard sad news yesterday that John Lemon passed away,
Cheryl's husband?
Sarah's husband, and I don't have that confirmed, but that was Paula Molnardi told me she got a
She
call from the
knows.
church.
Oh,
Guess there's gonna be a private, service or.
Well, maybe we can look for maybe a January start.
And even if it's just something to, to make a connection there, and then there's always, next year to start it off fresh. But they're an energetic group and I think they would really enjoy it, so it's just a matter of, they've got a lot on their plate. They do a lot of work. They've been using our kitchen, quite a bit, doing cooking projects, so. So the center smells wonderful when they're there. I think it definitely can happen. It's just,
Yeah, his obituary is in the paper.
yeah, so he was a good
oh,
man.
that's too bad.
Good.
80 years old,
Oh,
Oh,
February 3rd, 1944 to October 2nd, 2024.
good man. Good man.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just see, in lieu of flowers, memorial donations may be made to Boston Gashi School, Whitensville Christian School. Yeah, anyway, okay. That's all right, that's sad. Well, yeah. All right, well, maybe we can look towards January because Sue was on that committee
Yeah.
and Cheryl, and was there a third?
No, it was just the two of us, at least initially, there were people, I believe, that have done it in the past that appear to be interested in maybe being helpful. But they weren't committing to being part of a committee. And correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, I mean, you certainly know better than I. But that's my perception, that Cheryl and I were going to carry the flag, and then I think we get helpers
Yeah, and,
without any problem.
and the Girl Scouts only have 15 members, so
Right.
it's not like we need, 25.
And they
seniors.
meet there, so the
And they
letters, they
meet
can
there,
bring the
yeah.
letters.
Yeah.
Diane and I have both done it. And
Yeah.
so we can be a resource to you, should you need us.
Janet Hubner as
And
well.
Janet, yeah, and Janet, who,
I've done it too.
you did the pen pal program, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know, I didn't know.
You didn't, that I've done it.
All right.
Now, what, I did 2 years?
Yeah, you had it during
I
the
lost
pandemic.
how many years.
Anyway, you can use us as a resource.
I
if
think
you
we're
want.
determined to get it off the.
Yeah, we're trying our best. Okay, Halloween hat party, yay.
So I know I count on Peg for decorations. and we have-
Absolutely.
Have them downstairs. Diane's gonna help collect the money. There is a $7 fee for the pizza
Mhm.
and salad luncheon. However, the friends are picking up the cost for Chris, our DJ, for the music bingo. It's a very nominal fee. It's $130.
I know, and they love them. They so
They
enjoy that
really great.
program.
He will be coming back for New Year's. We'll get to that. So I think everything's together for that. It's not a lot of coordination on our part. And the sign up sheet is out. and People
Yeah,
are.
and I think I have some paper goods. I'll look. I think I bought them last
So
year.
we have some napkins and things with a Halloween motif on
All right.
it. So, but yeah, see what.
I'll see what I have.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, and Paula Malnati, she offers to make desserts for like just about everything. Want to give her a couple of gift cards,
Yeah, I think that is absolutely fine.
So, she did offer to like do things for like the friends, meetings too, but she said, it does get to be a little
Yeah,
expensive.
no.
So, all right, so thank you. I'll
Yeah, give her
that.
2 gift cards.
Yep.
Because baked stuff,
Oh, very
like butter,
Yeah.
flour,
Sugar,
sugar.
flour, it's all
Yeah.
real expensive.
Okay, good. Well, I'm looking forward to that too. That's just at noon time. Good. We have to all be home to greet the trick or treaters.
Those, he what?
We have to be home to greet the trick or treaters.
Unless you live
Yeah.
on,
Well, maybe.
none.
Yeah, I get.
There's quite a few last
We
year.
buy all sorts of candy thinking if they come once, they'll come back at the end.
I don't get it either. It's not say 116.
Oh, yeah.
There's no sidewalks there.
So I just buy the candy that I like.
That's all right.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that? Okay, Veterans Appreciation on November the 8th for the veterans.
So I haven't finalized all the tasks for the kitchen, but we'll get there. I do have a young Mendon senior who has culinary experience, former police officer, who has said he would help in the kitchen that day. And I assume I'm gonna have, like Paula has offered to help. And so I need probably 5 people for stations in there.
I'm the greeter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned because the police are very enthusiastic this year. One year, they're, oh gosh, I don't know what he's called. If he's called the president of the police association, he didn't get the word out. And so I think just he himself came, but we had plenty of volunteers. Last year, we had quite a few officers. We had a couple wives, we had our people. And so I think they're enthusiastic this year about having, more officers, but it was really tight last year.
With the size of the chorus now too, because our chorus has
chorus.
grown quite a bit, so we're out in the piano.
Right.
We,
You're the tail end of it, so, which is, you're kind of right before it,
Yeah.
it finishes. And then a lot of the minstrels do stay and have breakfast as well, which is good.
I had said to Amy, that I thought maybe we could reduce the number of minstrels that sing, but I guess that fell on deaf ears.
Yeah, he didn't wanna.
See, to me, I'm a minstrel, but I'd rather have my place taken by a veteran to come and have breakfast and have the camaraderie with other veterans and me not sing because, people like you, Ann, I mean, you have a beautiful voice. Of the 15 of us, I think half of you could carry that music very, very easily. And if we need the seats, we have a capacity issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I feel.
But then I don't think I think the veterans are gonna have their space. It's just a matter of, we're gonna have you guys against the wall. You guys aren't gonna be out into the room. Because when you're performing,
Right.
you're facing.
Well, we started with 15 singers, but because Helen, we're not gonna have Helen.
And,
I don't know about Marge. She hasn't
and,
had the last two rehearsals.
All right, well, I'm just thinking,
Yeah, so I did ask
if it
him.
were up to
and-
me, I would give up my space to a veteran in a second. In a
But I
second.
will tell you, so we haven't done a huge amount of publicity yet, but it, did get into the newsletter, just a smaller, I mean, people, I was surprised.
Yeah, they
People
look
have been
forward to it.
Calling up and whatnot. So I do have a senior worker who's going to help me, send out the invitations for 60 veterans, 60 and over.
Yeah, it's a
course.
socialization time for them to meet with their,
Any veterans are invited,
Yeah.
any age, but
Yeah.
we give the personal invitations to the 60.
well, why don't we wait till it gets closer and you'll have a deadline for the number, right?
Mhm.
And we'll see.
Yes.
We don't want to go over capacity because if anything went wrong.
Carol, do you think you might be available that day? You've helped out.
Yes, I always like to help with the veterans
Okay.
breakfast, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
and
good
it's
at-
on Thursday.
No, it's on a Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
It's fine too.
Yep.
It's the 8th. It's the 8th,
Good.
November 8th. Okay, all right. Any questions on that? Any comments besides mine? Okay, new business. I would like to table the emotional support animals because we are missing 3 members whose ideas I would like to hear. So I'm suggesting we table that for
Okay.
another month if no one minds.
And I will say that Jeremy did reach out to, our town administrator did reach out to the Board of Health, who weighed in briefly, and, but then had asked that we create the policy. I personally don't think that this board should create the policy. I think it should be a policy created by the town, perhaps for other areas as well.
I
But-
thought it was state. These laws were state,
I don't know.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Carolyn had
It's
said.
a-
Board of Health could tell you that.
Yeah.
I actually think. Would even go beyond that, but yes.
But these are emotional support as opposed to service animals.
Exactly.
Right,
But I will tell you, the Board of Health did not have a real issue with it
they did not.
at all. And it's just a matter of creating, some parameters and,
I don't know, because it's tricky. Because food is served, I mean, are they allowed to go into grocery stores? I mean, I think it comes in state.
so we did reach out to the Board of Health specifically for, Jeremy did say food is being served.
Yeah.
And so, and again, Board of Health did not seem to bat an eyelash. So, but I think, I haven't had time, it's been so busy, to research what other towns are having for their policies.
Well, I can see that them saying, well, there's food being served, so the animal's not allowed in the kitchen or anything. But I don't like seeing it being taken off their plate and just.
Absolutely not.
But
Absolutely
then,
not.
see, it comes into people bringing them into restaurants as well.
Right.
No, I think if we Google state rules for pets, if they're wearing a vest,
So it's kind of, this is an emotional support animal. And what's happening, if the person can't bring their animal, they're not coming. And the senior center is a place for emotional support for them too, so it's kind of, it's hard. We hate
then
to
they can
see.
bring them into churches, they can bring them anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't speak
Most of
to.
them that I've ever seen are very well behaved.
This particular dog is well
They're very
behaved,
well
but
behaved.
I know other people have a concern though, if you say yes here, it's gonna open up how many other people are gonna bring their dogs. But the thing is, this person has, instructions from their physicians.
She has all the
Yeah. I
documentation.
was gonna say, somebody can't just walk in with
No.
their hat and say, this is.
No, but they do. They
They
do.
do.
Well, they shouldn't. They should have to show paperwork to show that it's official.
Like you mentioned that they're allowed into restaurants and things, but other people that are in the restaurants, are they taking their food off their plate and give it to them?
Well, that's a
And
different,
that would be
Because
addressed.
we're just going to
I
talk
wasn't
about
here when that
upcoming
happened.
events.
We have
We'll
to
be
have a
mentioning them
restriction for
next
that.
month.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we'll talk about it next month.
Thank
I
you.
think we're gonna have to Google it.
Oh my goodness.
She does. She's got another meeting to go to at 11, so that's fine.
I'll send you the notes.
Oh, they're
You'll
wonderful.
know what happened after you left. Okay,
Okay, all right. So we're going to table that until next month.
yeah, okay.
When we have Donna and Phil and Earl here.
All right, let's see, where
All
are
right, we're on volunteer appreciation for 2025, and that was Donna and myself, and I think Diane, were you on that too?
I think so. I
we?
can't
No,
remember.
Carol, it was Carol?
Carol, okay. All right,
Amy.
and Amy, yes. All right, so we have not come up with a theme or anything yet. I mean, that's in the future, and we will come up with a theme, but does anybody have any suggestions right now?
You know, it was just kind of in the hopes of capitalizing on the cultural council grants, which I am gonna, if we don't have anything soon, I'm gonna reach out to a couple maybe standard ones, and say, yeah, we'd like to have a, you know, have you come perform, just because I'd like to put 2 applications into them. You know.
Well, you sent me two, one I thought was okay, and the other one I wasn't crazy about.
And I can't remember what they were, but I
No, I have to
recently
look
had somebody that does, is a painting instructor that does Bob Moss style painting, and I thought, great. However, she's never done a cultural council grant. So I told her, I gave her homework. I said, go look at their website and I'll get back to her because I think that would be really neat, but she's a little pricey too. And so you look at the grant as offsetting the cost for the individual, you know, but we've done painting classes before. It's been a while. I think we charged $25 for like a 5-week class. And the grant picked up the rest of the instructors, you know, the materials and their time. But I don't know if this will happen for this year. It may not. So
All right. I was gonna say it's due.
the 16th,
Yeah,
they increased,
they changed the date, right? It wasn't, yeah.
Last month you had thought maybe Susan McLeod did.
So we talked about that, and that could be a really.
You talking about for the volunteer
We
appreciation?
talked about
Yeah,
that.
she's wonderful.
Wait, we also, I think we also like her for like around St. Patrick's Day. So I was thinking about reaching out to her because.
You'd have to book her early, I
I
think.
that's what, yeah, that's what I was thinking now for that, but, would it be too much to do both? So we have done magicians, we have done musicians, we have done, you know, a lot of different things. You know, some of the ones I like are the storytellers and the musicians together. I don't know. You know, we could probably come up with any theme we want. And so I wouldn't put labor on this too long right now because. you
No,
know,
because it's way a ways. We got to get through
It's a
Christmas.
waste, but I still need to, I'm
I
still
know.
gonna put in a couple grants if you.
Yes.
just-
You want it to be in May, right? May?
Yeah, May
Yeah.
17th, I think, it's 17th,
No, it's on January 21st.
21st, okay, it's a Wednesday, right?
And then also, Peggy
Oh.
was saying that I volunteered for, I'm not listed as being volunteer, but if you need me as a volunteer.
Mhm. Okay,
Thank you, Jenny.
Wednesday, May
21st, I think she said.
21st.
Yeah, I don't have a calendar that goes to the next year.
I don't know if I had the date.
She's got it written
Oh,
down.
yeah, I've got it right here in my notes.
Yeah. it's in-
Potential date, Wednesday, May 21st. That's from last month's notes.
Okay. We'll think, we'll get together and we'll think about it because thankfully with Amazon, we can get whatever we need for, you know, decorations or plates or anything else. We can get that and then just put it to bed. Just put it to bed till the time. But if anybody thinks of any
Please.
topic that, you
Let
know,
us know.
that would be of interest, because we're all volunteers, you know,
I
we're,
really like the murder mystery idea, but the ones that Julie got for me were ones that you had to go off site. Which, you know, but we really need if we could do something.
yeah, I've been to one of those and it was off-site and it takes up a lot of space. There's a lot of space.
Okay,
We don't have the space right now.
okay.
Okay, the cultural council, that's the
Just
same
pass
thing. We
that,
just talked about that.
What's the deadline for submitting?
The 16th.
16th of October.
16th,
October 16th?
Coming up next week, is that?
Yeah. It is.
And I.
In fact, there's a sign right downstairs.
Yes,
Isn't
it
there,
is a
when you come
big
in?
sign. Definitely get something into them, and it'll be something that we could just, that all the seniors will benefit from.
You probably don't know this answer, but what's the average age of our volunteers? So I'm just trying to think what
I see.
music era they might have been, 50s, 60s?
70?
You think 70s the average? So maybe we could do something from the 60s. Something that they'd remember, you know,
I think, see, we were trying that before.
Rock and roll,
like a sock hop or a,
that would be fun.
I get the brain working while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Multitask.
And Bill, And there we go, we can pass out socks.
Yep, yep. there you
Get them at
go.
the Dallas store.
Well, people might slip and fall.
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
we'll get the-
Get the hospital ones
Yeah,
with
the
the
hospital-
the treads on the bottom.
That's kind of.
See, there you go. We're already
That would be
thinking.
more the
You know-
50s than the 60s. That was the 60s.
The 50th sock hop. Do you want me to look into that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I like that. I like that idea.
And get the ones with the hospitals.
Get that with
We
the,
can
like,
start collecting
Nonsense.
those.
I don't want to be at the hospital, thanks.
the-
All right, anyway, all right, we'll move on now. Okay, tree trimming. 12/3 or 12/5?
Yeah, so one's a Tuesday, one's a Thursday. Just keep in mind that Thanksgiving was the week before. So I mean, it doesn't matter if we do it on Tuesday or Thursday,
Well,
but
yeah, it does matter because I'll tell you why.
Thanksgiving to Christmas is only 3 weeks.
Well,
It's quick.
what I was going to say is the 4th is our COA meal. So shouldn't we
no,
have,
no, 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 the 11th is.
got moved?
11th?
COA luncheon, it got moved. Okay,
Yeah,
I
we
see.
Moved it last month.
All right, so I just wanted to make sure the tree was there and decorated. All right,
Oh, I see, I see.
all right, I'll move the meal to the 11th.
So.
Oh, so did
you
we
know
move
what?
COA too?
I mentioned this last month because Thanksgiving is the week before.
Ah, that's what Carol was just saying.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving is on the 28th.
Yeah.
So I said, and I talked to the Ferrucci's. I had the pleasure of seeing them up at Galliford's,
Mhm.
the zoo, and they've, are going to sponsor our luncheon. So the 11th, I have to send. them
Okay,
an
the
email.
11th. All right, I'm going to cross it off of this. And is our COA the 11th too then?
No, we made
We
that
made that the
before,
4th. All right, okay.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then, so now the Misco School reached out to me. They wanted to do a concert on Friday the 13th. I let them know, this is December, that wouldn't work for us.
Right.
They're doing both Upton and us the same day. So I asked about the
12th.
12th. So she's just trying to coordinate transportation. But so
Okay.
I'm looking at that. And hence, that is one reason why I was asking if the minstrels could be flexible about doing their concert on the 19th. And Dave definitely was. So that's nice. So we'll have,
Yeah, that's good.
there. And I don't know, all right, so that's Misco Herald, Mendon Minstrels. I think the Mendon Minstrels might happen to fall on Tri-Valley's holiday meal day. They usually do a nice meal, like usually it's a stuffed chicken. There's usually a nice squash.
On the
stuffing.
19th?
I'm thinking, and if they are, that will be our saving grace because we could do a meal there. And
Yeah.
sometimes we could have the Friends COA, somebody pick up the cost. It's $3 a meal.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, I don't know, we can't do a potluck anytime
No.
soon.
We don't have the space for
Don't.
it. If the minstrels, if there's 15 of us and we're taking up all that space plus the piano,
And then everybody bringing in the food and then, I mean,
It's a lot.
it's chaos.
It
It's
it
chaos.
would be a lot of work because everybody's bringing the food.
Yeah,
It
and
really
trying
is
to
a
keep
lot
it-
of work.
And then they gotta go buy us.
Yeah.
yes.
No,
So,
but
no,
when you're-
I will,
When
but
you're
we
in
got
the
money in the
kitchen, I've
COA
been
gift
in the
account.
kitchen on potluck things and it's a lot of
It's
work.
crazy.
We've got money in our gift
So
account.
I will see if Tri-Valley has looked that far out, because if
Okay.
they are, that's gonna be our saving grace.
Okay, all right. We'll
Um,
go for that. We can pick up that with the, does anybody have an objection to using the COA funds to
No.
fund $3 meals?
I think that's nice. I think it's very nice.
All right.
The COA do that.
I think we should.
All right, then the New Year's celebration, Diane always runs that. I'll be in on that with you, Diane. I'll help you with that.
Yeah, yeah, and, I did mention how you, and you would have mentioned, maybe the Mardi Gras theme, but, I mentioned Carolyn and she was seemed to think, well, how would you dress this, that, and the other thing? And that there was confusion last year over how to dress. And so we're sticking with the Western.
Well, wait a minute, it was prohibition last year, right? We did it on prohibition. We had,
No, our New Year's.
No, it was
Dressed up.
It was Paris, wasn't it?
no,
I can't remember, didn't I? I came in, I had on a sparkly top.
yeah, it was like the 20, the
The
flag. Yeah. I call it prohibition, yeah.
And,
So you're going with Weston?
yeah, we go with Western,
Good.
then that would be the, place over on, in Bellingham,
Oh, no, not Chinese,
right? There's something, it's on right on 140, heading into Franklin.
you're talking about the burger place? Joff's
Yes,
Burger?
sure. I don't think it's burgers, I think it's
Barbecue.
It's on the right-hand side,
Backyard.
Joff's backyard
Backyard
barbecue.
barbecue. or something
All right,
like
you're gonna
that.
get food from
Nice.
him.
Nice.
Okay. And we do
So-
have some cowboy hats still downstairs,
We do,
right?
we do, we have about 10. So,
That's for New Year's Eve.
and
Yeah.
it's actually gonna be on New Year's Eve day. So.
Yeah, New Year's Eve day, yeah.
Yeah, so my question for this board is December. This is like a very unusual year where Christmas falls on a Wednesday, New Year's Day falls on a Wednesday. We're closed those days. However, what do we do? You know, I don't know in the employee policy or union agreement, what is available for the Christmas Eve, for example. I don't know if, for example, if I have the day off or staff has the day off, half day. And then what do we do the day after Christmas, the 26th? And then the next week, the same. So,
Can you find out that information from HR?
Sure.
And,
Okay.
and we can bring that up next month when we actually know all the facts?
yes,
Because we're normally closed on Friday anyway, and if it's,
Yeah, but it's hard, the holiday falls in the middle of the week, so we really can't be closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
oh, no.
Maybe have, senior abatement workers cover the phone or something.
yeah. I don't know who's gonna want to work Christmas Eve, but you know.
Or a half a day,
Yeah.
we could advertise it as a half day or something.
I am honestly gonna look at taking like probably a week's vacation somewhere in there. I have so much I have that I have to use and I never do and I need to, it kind of cuts it nice that.
Yeah, well, Christmas Day is a holiday. I mean, you're
Yeah.
definitely not working that day. So
No.
it's really the 24th that you're
And the
concerned
20
about and the
And the
26th.
26th, and then the next week, we're closed on Wednesday, the 1st. So are we going to be open on, Thursday, the 2nd?
Well, what if, okay, you're gonna take a week off and that's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. But maybe we should open on the 27th?
That's a Friday.
I know, but if we end up closing, like Ann was just saying, if we end up closing the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th.
I don't think we should.
Well, no, I'm saying we've got to have something. We have to have some connection.
Well, if you have somebody answering the phone, you probably wouldn't even get that many phone calls, really. I don't know if you would, but in case there was something,
Ellen probably knows
what if somebody had an emergency?
what's up for November, December.
Yeah, I can check with her. Okay, I'll look.
Yeah, think about it,
For next month.
and
Okay.
you have some very qualified people that can,
Absolutely.
that can cover.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, I'm with you on that, Ian. That's a lot of days to have the place
Yeah.
uncovered.
Yeah, and I mean, the day before Christmas could be advertised as a half day. Schools do that. and A lot of places do a
Yeah.
half day the day
Yeah.
before a holiday.
Yep, that's true.
All right, anyway, okay, so we're gonna re-talk about, the Tri-Valley meal next month. And,
Yes.
and we're gonna bring up again the New Year's celebration, and maybe in the meantime, we can have some discussion among ourselves.
Good.
Has it been cast in stone that it's a Weston thing then? You've already done that?
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Sure on that.
All right, then we'll have to look
And
for
I'll stop at Jeff's barbecue and get,
menu.
menu.
Okay,
So, and what their orders are, what we can do for orders and things like that.
Yeah, they have catering prices.
I'm gonna find that
I never
out.
ate there.
So you'll be doing that at noon time.
They're expensive.
You
That's
probably want to
what
do
it
it
was
at like
like.
11,
They are
Yeah,
expensive.
because you're gonna count down, are you gonna do a countdown?
yeah,
they
Okay,
are
so
expensive.
11 to,
Yeah,
what did
they
you
are
guys?
expensive.
Diane,
It's
do you
good
remember?
food, but it's
11 to 2? Was it
I
11
think
to
so,
2?
because I was upstairs going on it because some of the Chinese food didn't come through and
You
all
went
this, and
down.
I was upstairs talking to the restaurant. Everything was going on downstairs, so.
And I think Chris has a distinct time he has to finish by because he's got some, evening.
Oh, yeah, because it's New Year's Eve. He's already booked solid.
I'll have to look at the emails to see what he said there, and I don't know if you guys got him booked, if the friends have him booked for 2 hours or what it is, but, all right, so Chris, I note that.
All right, okay, well, hey, we didn't do too bad this morning.
I still have a few things
Yes, yes,
that's
yes.
open for.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
From there, but. So.
Yeah, we've gone there a few times and we're always sort of surprised, but it's good food and I'm not sure if you wouldn't give you a discount knowing who this is, but I certainly can't speak to that.
Yeah, oh, no, that's sure,
Well, it's close enough so the food wouldn't get cold.
that's right.
which was good with the Chinese food because it was a 10-minute ride. Okay, Amy has a few more things, but we're moving along very quickly.
I will. So just want to bring one thing to your attention. All of our computers were upgraded, everybody in the town last week, so that we would be migrating to the cloud. We had, all of us, everybody had some kind of incidences that came up. For example, Janet and I'm not sure about, I think Julie too. My senior center, where you guys all swipe in, our icons were like gone. Tri-Valley Teams here for me to log on to create the meeting, gone. So I mean, have to hunt. So we're a little bit frustrated. We had to hunt our computers to find these things. Yeah, World Band coming back is very interesting. My older laptop couldn't be upgraded, so I'm happy about that. But so anyway, so that took place, and so as a result, I have the printer in my office, which was originally purchased by some generous family in town, kind of through the friends, so to speak. But anyway, it's like 16, 17 years old. I've been happy with it. We have a contract on it annually, and our supplies, our drums and our toners are included in the price. The price has gone up every year, but anyway, what I'm bringing up is when they made this change, it also made a change between my computer and this. And it's like in my ability to scan. And I know, and over the years, it's been difficult to scan to this, but I've had people at World Band, that this one young person that was able to spot on, get me connected. And I haven't had any issues for a couple of years. Well, now with this new thing, it's frustrating. So I know my last tech, Keith, is suggesting that, this is a very outdated piece of equipment. It still works, but I'm holding a bill for $5.95, which is an annual agreement, which pays for all the materials, the toner, the drum, also pays for somebody to come out and work on it. What we didn't know, if manually it has an issue, they'll come out and work on it. But last week, where it was a technological issue between the two machines, this service didn't cover that.
I wouldn't think so,
So, yeah, so.
because they're not doing the computers, they're only doing the
Exactly,
printers.
exactly. And so before I pay this, it's like, should I consider a new printer? I really don't want to spend any money right now, on another thing, but I figured it was enough that I should bring it up to your attention, the $5.95.
Well, if you do renew it, are you gonna be able to function with?
Yep.
Because you've got the.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. It's because even the scanning, I've got to have them come out. The scanning capability isn't perfect. Like the images aren't great. Whatever, when they made this change to the cloud, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. I haven't paid it yet. The Friends used to pay this, but as our budget increased, we started to take over, and the Friends maybe some years had leaner years. We started to take over some of our bills.
That's okay, because the Friends are very generous in
Yeah,
many,
they've
many
been very generous.
ways.
So we took this over several years ago, but like I said, it went up from $2.95, $3.95, but toner and things like that go up. So my gut is that we should pay this, that we should sit it out for another year or so.
I trust you on that.
And I don't know what the due date.
I make a motion, we should pay it.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay. I was gonna say, it's due by contract rate
Everything
change,
has gone up.
for the 11/12. So, I mean, I could actually wait till after the vote, because if we're gonna be moving, we may
But
not.
we won't be moving for a year, even if,
2 years.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Unless it goes pretty quick.
okay, so that's
$5.95
$5.95.
contract.
And it'll come out of our state grant.
yeah, Carol made a motion, I seconded it. Is everybody in favor? Aye.
One thing that just came up yesterday, very interesting, and this we'll table again to next month, but I want to bring it up to your attention now. I got a call from Blackstone, the Blackstone Transportation Coordinator. We coordinate with Blackstone. We are training, our guys get trained, our people get trained, Blackstone drivers. And we, share information. He called, I want to say 2 days ago, asking if we would consider mutual aid. And what that means is if I think he has three vans and 5 drivers.
Right.
But sometimes his people can't coordinate or assist someone with a ride. Wondered if sometime we could help them, or they could help us. And there are times when we haven't been able to help.
I think it's
So-
fine.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be so much of a legal agreement. They were doing it with Millville, but it was to the tune where Millville would help them 4 rides a month and Blackstone was providing them 20. And their select board said no.
No, I can understand that.
Yeah, so
Would
I,
that be something that would need to be addressed or approved by the selectmen?
perhaps, yeah, because, and I hate to say, you know, they're probably thinking regionalization. But you know what? We're very far apart from one another. So, like, for example, one thing they do bring people, they don't bring people to Boston, but they do Worcester, they do Foxborough, and they do the VA in Providence. Most of our VA people go to West Roxbury
Yeah.
that I know of. But say we had someone that did need to go to the VA and we could combine, we would have to drive our person over to Blackstone, then they would bring them down.
That's a big problem though. It's just on St. Paul Street.
Yeah, but there would be no transfer of funds whatsoever.
No.
What he was saying, the way that they would want. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I think we should bring it up again next month when we have the full board here.
That's become another project. though.
And I could talk to Jeremy, see what he says.
I mean, my thought too-
How did this come about? They
He
approached
just
you?
called.
He's he was
Belly, from Blackstone.
Blackstone.
Blackstone. He's
Is
the
it Pimentel?
Yeah.
Pimentel.
Blackstone.
Pimento, Dennis Pimento.
Pimentel.
He, I've been working with him for years.
So he's,
Physician.
He's the transportation coordinator for Blackstone.
They have more vans than us.
they have 5 vans.
3 vans, 5 drivers.
Wow.
Is that gonna affect like, the insurance on the vehicle? Like if,
Good point. I don't know that it will, but you know, good point.
yeah, just something you're going out of town to pick up somebody
In
and
the
bring
drive-
them somewhere
And the
else.
drivers.
So I think that's something that we need to bring to Jeremy, our town administrators. You know, I think he's probably hearing signs that, you know, we're gonna become one big entity someday. I don't know that that's gonna happen. And I don't think that's the best way to serve our people, you know?
No, it isn't. But you know,
But in a pinch,
with them having 3 vans, and I think at least one is paid for by, that, that company that has all the dirt piles and everything.
Oh,
It's on Elm Street. They do a lot of blasting and stuff.
Yeah.
Kimball's. I
Oh.
think, if, I've seen their van and it has a sign on the back, sponsored by, I think it might be Kimball's, or it might be, is the power plant still down there? There was a power, I know at least one of their vans has a
Sponsored by
sign
some
on it, and it's
entity.
sponsored
Okay.
by somebody.
But anyway, just wanted to bring that to your attention, okay? We had a meeting with Jeremy, we being the department heads yesterday, and so you've got a
Oh,
copy of the.
okay.
We're not gonna go over the whole thing, but just in a nutshell, one of the things that I think a lot of our ears picked up were the town is gonna create a new website, and so they're asking us to review, what we want and what we like from our website. We're gonna be, they said closer to the look of, say, Bellingham. It's gonna be the same provider. So if you ever get a chance to look at Bellingham's website, please do, and let me know if there are things that you like, things you don't like. Okay, that's Bellingham. Also, the second page shows you where a lot of ARPA money is being spent. And I can't tell you, like, there's one that says breathing air system, 69,000. I don't know if that's for example, the fire department, for example. I'd like to get some kind of a filtration for our building, but I don't know. Doesn't look like we have any money that's specifically earmarked for us.
So what is this Legacy Senior Center Adaptive Reuse? Oh, that's the
That-
study.
And that is on, it's kind of attached to our, a later page in our budget. It's like $25,000
Yeah, 25,000.
for reuse,
Yeah, but I don't see that we got anything out of
you
this.
know. And Phil did advocate.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
But he did say, and tell me how you feel about this. One thing that people have been advocating for is a new refrigerator. Our refrigerator isn't that old in the kitchen.
Yeah, but it's broken.
We've replaced the handle several times. I mean, I guess I can go back to Frank's a 3rd time. You know, some of the new refrigerators don't even have handles. They just have like an indentation, kind of like the cabinets. I I don't know that we need because Jeremy said, sure, he says you can get a new refrigerator.
Is it energy efficient or not? It is.
Yes, it's from Frank's. So I don't know. I think that's one thing that I heard. I did tell him about our need for the cameras. They're not on here, but.
Yeah, we definitely need those.
So he wanted us to pair up with the fire chief because I guess he has a need for cameras. Plus Jeremy knows from his previous employment has experience working with a company. I did get quotes. I got a quote of $1,200 for the ring type camera and then $2,500 for hardwired camera. And I think Jeremy's of the mindset that all of our buildings should be hardwired. But we need something and we need it sooner rather than later. We're kind of pulling our hair out like,
Is this public information?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I think anything that the town does like this is public information. He went over these numbers with us yesterday.
Yeah, because I'm just looking, the fire department, 800,000 for the engine, which they needed. And the highway department got something.
And then we also got a new rescue,
Yeah,
106,000. I'm surprised that it was only 106,000.
It still says on the
106.
bottom, there's 111,000 remains unallocated, will be allocated the first November meeting. So I think that there's something that we really want. You know, Phil did bring, all right, stair lift, yep, the stair lift,
if the big thing fails, if it fails, we are gonna have to do something about that
Yes.
steel. Nobody wants to be in that,
no.
but you'd have to widen
Well, the new stair lifts are narrower. They're not that much narrower, but they are.
a
So
lot
say
of
the
us aren't
current one is-
narrow.
What's that?
A lot of us aren't
Yeah.
narrow.
Yeah, so, and I know, so other things that Phil had on a list were kind of down the road where if the building doesn't pass, to do the deck out back. We were gonna do that years ago, but we were told by this architect, don't do it,
Yeah.
don't stick money into the building because, but at that time, we thought we were putting an, addition on. And then we looked at doing the toilets over after the, and we were told, no, hold off on those, because those are like $1,000.
And how about parking? Could we use some of it for parking? Because we are going to have to expand our parking lot. We have 1 extra acre of land in the back and we desperately need parking. There's less and less space across the street.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
it's
just, the acre that was originally marked out, and I know people say it was carved in stone, is adjacent to us. It's not in back, because that's our septic system.
I know, but people who normally park across the street and are used to walking a little further would be happy to park there,
So it's
to
right-
not cross
it's
that
a-
street.
It's a diamond right next door to us. You know,
Well-
it's not in the back, it's. right
That would be a
out-
good use of it
Yeah.
because
It would
that,
be a really good
Yeah.
use of it,
Yeah.
so this, it was a very interesting meeting yesterday. Like I said, they talked about the Collins study, which a lot didn't come out that affected, us, except I think they are kind of looking at grouping maybe library, senior center under HR, which makes sense, human resources, things like that. Yep. So.
one other thing, Amy, and I should have mentioned it earlier. Are you planning on going to the conference, the 23rd to the 25th? I have
No,
a question
I'm
mark.
gonna go.
You're not gonna go?
I'm gonna go for Wednesday. Wednesday's the important day
Okay.
when they have state representatives.
All
there.
right, so Amy, on the 23rd, Amy
Yes,
out.
I'm gonna head down Tuesday night, stay over at a friend's house, and
Yep.
then I'm gonna stay over Wednesday night, and I'll come back Thursday, because we've got the fair coming up. I want to be here to help get the building ready,
All right.
so. Let's see.
If your parking lot is for next to, what about the trees here? Are those trees, they don't seem to have been planted to.
They'll be on the other side of the building, as if you were going up towards the center.
Yeah.
She said the diamond is on that
Yeah,
side.
so when you're standing at the. Yes.
The trees there, were those planted are there any specific thing?
Mother
They just
Nature.
look kind of nice and pretty.
The ones that are right at the exit, the 3 white ones, a lot of people, I hate to say, a lot of people don't like those trees because they have a really odd smell. Have you
Oh, okay.
noticed kind of people have said that to me,
Really?
those are the trees that they're,
Notice that smell.
it's a certain time when they start to bloom.
Oh,
There are people that I'm trying to kind of eradicate them, not just ours.
Designed and be planted all in a row very nicely.
they were all so pretty when they were in bloom.
Yeah.
They look so
Well,
good.
Yeah, but you know what? Whatever
Parking is
has to be
essential.
done.
Parking is essential.
It is,
I would rather use money for that, to be honest with you.
absolutely, and it's.
And a stair lift.
When is this?
Oh. Okay,
This
I don't
is,
care.
The first says.
Nobody's
we
looking at this.
Allocated the first November meeting, but it doesn't say when that first meeting is. Is that maybe the 18th? So the timing, like,
Wait a minute.
so I'm just saying that there's 111,000 that remains unallocated, will be allocated by the first November meeting. So is that the special town meeting, I wonder?
Well, that's when we're,
Yeah,
well, if that's the case,
yeah.
I would have,
Some
I would
quotes.
have, well, I would have us ahead of that question on the ballot, because we'll have our answer then. We're gonna have an answer on the 5th, and it has to pass both.
Has the ballot already been approved or not
Yeah,
ballot, what do they call it, the
Question?
Warrant,
warrant, has the warrant already? been-
I am not, the warrant was due on the 17th, is due on the 17th of October.
That's next week.
That's when the warrant is due.
And it has to pass both the votes and both.
No,
Just the.
just the town meeting is 2/3. It can be by one in the general election. And I thank everybody who's been putting up signs. I mean, I see them popping up all like little
Good,
mushrooms. That's good.
little much.
Good. So I mean, I don't know if it's worth getting some quotes and getting something on the warrant. I mean, about parking. I mean, I don't know.
Who would be best to advise us that? Would
I
it be the
think
town
Jeremy.
council?
I think it would be Jeremy.
Jeremy? Yeah, because that's going to be an urgency, and that arrow money is going to be gone and it's not
Yes.
coming back.
Yes. And
And
then
we've
also-
asked for nothing.
This has never happened before, but we had 2.4 million in free cash. I mean, last year, I think we probably had like 700,000 in free cash. Most towns have a little bit more than us, but that means money that wasn't spent for all our departments. And so,
But was that also part of the debt that fell off? Because don't forget, as of July 1st, we're in a new fiscal year.
he didn't mention that yesterday.
Because he mentioned that at our
Oh,
meeting.
did he?
Kathy will
What
remember
debt,
that.
fella?
That originally, when we were looking at what the taxpayer impact was going to be, there was debt falling off.
Oh, debt, I thought you said deck.
No, sorry,
Not a
debt. Debt falling off, debt falling off that we were going to use to mitigate some of the increase in taxes. But then, as Jeremy said at the meeting, you can't go back and claim that. This is a new year now. So maybe that fell into that. I don't know. I'm just
He
saying.
didn't mention it. He didn't mention it yesterday. So, but, yeah, so that's that. I'm sorry, it was just a little tidbits.
Sizable event, that parking now, it's gonna be.
Yeah, wait till the veterans event.
The other
That's what I was
day,
thinking.
I'm trying to think if it was the chorus, what day was it? Parking lot was, I think, full except for like 2 or 3 spaces. I mean, and most of that was patients, you
Oh,
know?
was it the Friends meeting?
Yeah, yes, actually, it probably.
Across the street, they're also, I think they're using their workers parked there. I know.
Yeah.
I know that, yeah, there's less and less space there, and we get that out of the goodness of their heart, but
Yeah,
When the police are involved with the veterans event, so would one of them be out there directing?
I hope
traffic?
so.
You know, for all the people that have to pack across.
ask the chief to do that.
If they didn't, they're not at the last.
Well, but Ann's making a good point, because they are sponsoring this, and they're gonna be people there that will, yeah.
Yeah. Some people they can't run across the street.
No.
They have to walk slow. They might have a walker, they
Yep.
might have a
That's
cane.
true.
Or they'll get discouraged and just drive away,
Yes.
and we don't want that to happen.
No.
Good.
All right. Can I open forum now? Anybody have anything in open forum?
Well, I've been putting under open forum what Amy was
Yeah,
talking.
okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Do you have anything in open forum, Ann?
No, I have enough here. I don't want to be typing till 4 o'clock.
Look, believe me, I sympathize with you. Believe me, I haven't even done my notes from like a week and a half ago. Anyway, Diane has nothing to say. Carol has nothing to say. You guys, myself, nothing. Okay, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 11:25. And the next meeting is November 13th. All right, thank you all. Thank
Thank
you all.
you.
Thank you all.
Would anybody like peppers? I brought some peppers. I've got these little sweet ones here, and then bell peppers.
I'd like some dust.
Come over if you want some, help yourself. Amy's gonna take them. I did fresh pick this morning.
I know, that was nice of you,
My
Ann.
husband picked them.
Your house looks very nice decorated. I meant to tell you that when I dropped off your sign.
I put a spotlight on it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I noticed the library entered the scarecrow contest with the boat race, advertising the boat race for 2025 because it's going to be the 25th
Yeah, so
anniversary.
they want to really
Of the
make
boat
it a
race.
big.
Yeah,
have a
and it was
hell-
that Gabriel Priscilla, is that still recording?
Oh, thank you for,
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. See, I find that they don't hold a lot of ink.
they don't.
They're very nice pens, but
They-
they,